Uh, as I was saying, we're really excited to be collaborating with Zindi in this initiative of developing data science skills amongst learners in the African and beyond. And one of the things that we are focusing in the CSR, so you mentioned a mouthful, Paul. The CSR team focuses on education and workforce development initiatives, all under the umbrella of Skills Build. What we are looking to do is really lead in the mission of training learners on new and emerging technology. As you know, in this day and age, technology is changing on a daily basis. And the only way that we can remain relevant and remain productive is to continuously upskill and reskill ourselves. And this is really the focus and the thrust behind this initiative with Zindi. Through this collaboration, we're looking to reach as many people with skills around data science from fundamentals, and as we go along, hopefully grow this up to the point where we develop hands-on skills. IBM is, as many of you might know, is a business-to-business company. We've been in this space for a long time and are looking to develop skills in this space of data and AI. Through this few weeks of collaboration with Zindi, we're looking to reach as many of you who are looking to develop your data science skills and beyond through our skills build offering, and looking forward to engaging with you through this webinar and also in many more to come. Thank you, Paul, and back to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, John. Let me just adjust the video. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much, John. Really appreciate those kinds words. And certainly from my perspective, it really is a privilege to be working with IBM SkillsBuild. So really exciting to be getting this going and getting useful workplace skills out to a broader community of people. You won't hear too much from me today, but I do want to just take you all through what the agenda for today looks like. You should now be able to see my screen. This is the agenda for this webinar today, and for those of you who aren't able to stay for the full webinar, we will make a recording available towards the end, or rather the end of the session. Sorry, I'm just going to mute that person. Please do mute yourselves if you haven't. It is a little bit easier for us to run a webinar if everybody's on mute. Thanks very much. Right, so this is where we're at. Welcome and introduction to the webinar. In general, in terms of housekeeping, please do feel free to ask any questions you have at any time via the chat. We will have a Q&A session where you're welcome to come off mute and ask your questions out loud if that is how you'd prefer to do it. That will be at the end of the session. So during the presentations, I do ask everybody to stay on mute and to ask their questions in the chat. We will make every effort to get to every question that anybody asks. So there are no silly questions today. Other than that, we'll head into a quick introduction to our partnership with IBM SkillsBuild. We'll go through, then we'll hear from Danya de Kock about an introduction to the platform itself. And then we'll hear from Chanel Adams about the professional skills, which is one of several courses we're offering on Zindi from IBM SkillsBuild. So, on to the nature of the partnership. So this is something that we've been working on for the last few months, and we recently launched the partnership. Zindi has entered into an agreement with IBM SkillsBuild to share some of the very wide array of courses on our Zindi Learning Center, and take a minute in a little bit to show you what that looks like on Zindi. But we've worked with the IBM SkillsBuild team in order to identify the most useful courses for our community based on feedback that we've received from the community, as well as what we know about the courses that are available. At the moment, there are 4 courses, and you'll be able to see a bit more about them later in the webinar, but we are also intending to add further courses in the future. So at the moment, we have a split of courses that are focusing on AI and data, as well as courses that are focusing on professional skills. And that's what we're here today really to talk about in more detail. Um, all of these courses come with a certification. These certifications are issued by Credly, and these certifications come at no cost to you. So this is a fantastic way, at very little cost other than your own time and effort, of course, fantastic way for you to develop your resume. So we hope that through this partnership, you'll be able to develop technical skills in data and AI, but then also professional skills in terms of uh, better ways of working, soft skills like communication and project management, and job readiness skills as well, like how to make sure your CV is up to date and how to interview well, and so on and so forth. Over the course of the next few months, Zindi and IBM SkillsBuild will be running a number of these events. You'll be able to participate in webinars. There are, as I said, there are a number of courses, and we'll continue to announce new courses. This partnership runs until May, but we do intend for this to be a longer term partnership to help all of our community gain the skills they need for a rewarding career in data and AI. So I'm now going to briefly take us through, or take you through what the Zindi Learn Center looks like right now, with a focus on the IBM courses, and then I will hand over to Danya. So let me just stop sharing for now, and then reshare my screen. So if we go to the Learn section, we do also have a partnership with Microsoft for learning, but today we're here to talk about IBM SkillsBuild. You can select under providers, you can select IBM here. And at the moment, you can see that there are 4 courses available. There's a course on data fundamentals, a course on working in a digital world, professional skills, which is what we're here to talk about today. Job application essentials. So this is about improving your CV and improving your interview skills. And then we have artificial intelligence fundamentals. We do have a number of further more detailed technical courses planned that we will be releasing on Zindi likely in a few months. But this we felt was a good place for everybody to start. And all of these courses are relatively short. I think not more than 12 hours, any of them, some of them significantly shorter than that. So these are bite-sized courses that will allow you to get involved in IBM SkillsBuild. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but because this is what Daniel will be taking us through. But if you're interested, you can sign up through any of these courses. This is what the platform looks like, and you can progress through these courses on Zindi and on IBM SkillsBuild platform. End of the course, once you've completed all of the modules, you'll be issued with a Credly badge. That is something that will be issued by IBM SkillsBuild, and you will then be able to link your Credly badge here, and your Credly certifications will then show up on your Zindi profile. I am going to let a little teaser slip, which is that you will soon be able to get a Zindi CV, a downloadable Zindi CV, and your Credly badges will show up there. So I don't want to take too much time further. I'd like to hand over to Danya now to talk a little bit in more detail about this particular course that we're focusing on, as well as IBM SkillsBuild. If you have any questions, I'm very happy to answer them. Please do ask them in the chat, or any comments or any issues, you can raise them. I'll be watching the chat. For now, that's all from me, and I'll hand over to Danya.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Paul. And we are so happy to be here today as IBM Skills Build to join the Zindi community. Thank you very much for inviting us to tell you about the new courses, the exciting Skills Build courses on the Zindi platform. My name is Donia, and I am representing the IBM Skills Build team. I'm here with my colleague, Chanel, and we have a program for you today. First, we want to tell you a little bit about what is IBM Skills Build. Before you jump into a course, if you have a mind like me, I kind of like to know what's behind the learning, so you could learn a bit about what is IBM Skills Build, what are we hoping to achieve, what is our value proposition, and then a little bit of an introduction to the actual selected courses. And then my colleague Chanel will take you through a more practical experience to how to access the courses and to get you onto the platform. All right, so let me get going, and I will share my screen if you give me a moment. All right. I also just want to say, I'm sure that many of you are from multiple locations. Welcome to everybody from different places. Good evening, I think, to most of us. It might be afternoon for some of you as well. I'm based in Cape Town, South Africa. So I kind of see myself at the southern tip looking out at the top of Africa into the rest of Africa, where I'm sure a lot of you are from. All right, so let me tell you about IBM and our big mission. As you've heard, we are from corporate social responsibility. So our big mission is to upskill 30 million people by 2030. And as part of that, we have a specific goal to skill 2 million people in AI by 2026. So as you can see, IBM is very committed to social and digital upskilling. Part of the work that we're doing comes from a lot of research that comes to behind this. So the courses that you see is layered from information and research that is done. And it's always interesting to see some stats so that we know why we're developing this information. Shortly after this, I will actually put in the chat a link to the 2025 Future of Jobs report and the IBM Institute of Business Value study, which has some very interesting insights about where the world of digital upskilling is going. So let's look at some interesting information here. Firstly, that there is quite a major need for reskilling, which is about continuing your existing skills and transforming that, because the existing skills will be outdated very soon. In fact, we are in 2025 already. Also, a lot of us, when we hear artificial intelligence, we think, oh my gosh, it's going to take over our jobs. I was in a conference where the word fear actually came up. We did a survey, and a lot of people said that they are scared with what artificial intelligence is bringing. However, the studies actually show that this is going to augment the work that we are doing rather than replace jobs. And augment means that it will provide bigger opportunities and create a bigger sense of value to the work that we are doing. And I don't want to go to every single piece here, but I do want to highlight the last bit of this, where you can see that our focus here today is on professional skills. And beyond all this information about AI and the technical skills, the core skills that are being looked at that are really important skills for workers are, I call it like the layering elements. That's why we've got the picture of like almost the onion there going right into the core of those layers, is to have the ability to have creative thinking, to have analytical thinking, and be agile in the way we do things, which what we're going to talk about today is more the softer side of skills. By the way, I don't want this to be a lecture today, so please do put questions in the chat, or put some comments, or even share some reactions. And my colleagues, please do alert me if there's any specific question or comment. All right, so we've seen what IBM Skills Build vision is. We've seen some of the information that's driving the reskilling world out there. And the question now becomes, if we've got this big vision, how do we go about doing this? And essentially that is through our IBM SkillsBuild platform, which is all about empowering future skills and empowering you as a learner to have this future in technology. And as this is a corporate social responsibility offering, it is free for you as a learner. So we're very proud of this platform that gives you access to this incredible learning without having to subscribe. And there's no like end date to this. Once you're on to end date to your access to the learning. A little bit more information. Now we're going to a little bit deeper about IBM SkillsBuild, the actual platform. As I mentioned, it is a free learning online platform, but this is, we call it the ocean of SkillsBuild. There is a plethora of offerings. We want to start by highlighting that we are targeting multiple audiences. So we've got program running with high school educators. We've got a program for academia, for colleges, and even, institutions like TVETs, for example, and then zooming in a bit more specifically on our audience today, which is the more popular audience is our adult learners, where you have access to a lot more deeper learning than, for example, what would be offered to high school students. We look at a variety of workplace skills. So obviously the technical skills, we mentioned artificial intelligence, data analytics, which is very specific to this database of Zindi. But we do offer extra things such as project management. We're going to touch on professional skills. And then even one of our bigger passions, especially coming from corporate social responsibility, is around sustainability. For example, how do we ethically use artificial intelligence? Inside of SkillsBuild, there's at the moment over 1,000 courses. As we mentioned, there's free access, and we're working very, very hard on increasing our language base. At the moment, there's translations in 20 languages. Naturally, not every single course is in 20 languages. However, we do look at what a specific region wants, and we've got a very extensive translation roadmap where we're trying to get as much learning out in different languages. So that's just kind of on our footprint, our offering. And then to layer all of that, there is different things like we do personalized learning plans for organizations, digital credentials, which Paul has mentioned, and we work with a variety of partnerships, and we also use our SkillsBuild platform to support our volunteering initiatives. I think this was a lot of information, so I'm going to pause here and see if there's any comments or questions, or even just a reaction to let us know how you're all doing out there. All right, I'm sure then you are absorbing all of this information. Thank you so much, John. All right, thank you. I'm seeing some more reactions coming now. Okay, all good. So now you've learned about our offering, and I'm going to go into a little bit more about what is actually our focus. A lot of times people ask, what is your value proposition? What makes IBM SkillsBuild more special, or what makes it different from other learning that is out there? So it's very important to share with you what's behind the content. We actually focus on a more holistic learning, and our view is more on skills-based learning. What that means is that instead of focusing on a specific tool or platform, we work at giving the skills that can be applied in the workplace. For example, nowadays, if you look at a lot of the recruiter ads on LinkedIn, you will see that they actually say, these are the skills we're looking for. It's no longer like a specific degree as it used to be. There's a lot more focus on skills, because skills can be applied across job roles. And what we're saying now is work, not job. So work has gone further than just having a job title. It's about what are you actually doing and what are the skills required. So we look at the skills and we look at developing a holistic professional. So what that means is beyond the core domain and technical skills, we look at how to actually manage your career, how to have the employability skills, which are what are we going to talk about today, the professional skills, how to effectively communicate, how to collaborate, how to work in a team, for example, and how to problem solve. Another differentiator is that throughout the learning, there's a lot of real life examples through case studies, through simulations. And as we get further into the more application type of learning, there's actually mini capstones, which are like little projects that are a way to test your application of the learning. So in summary, it is skills focused and it is holistic professional development. And we tag that at the end with digital skills. So offering the digital credentials as an authenticity of the learning you've done. So that means, I can go and say, oh, I did an AI course, but the proof, the authentication of that is the digital credential. Okay, I'll pause once more and see any comments, questions. Okay, so then I'll dive a little bit into the importance of digital credentials. This is just a little sneak peek of digital credentials. This is a whole topic on its own. I want to highlight some points of why digital credentials are very important. And my favorite part of this is to think of it. I heard the word portable credentials, portable certificates. So you don't need no longer to walk around with a pamphlet or a file of certificates that you get from an institution. Now you can have this portability through this badge that you can put. Nowadays, everything is more online and social media. But over and above that, it is a way to represent the learning you've done. It is a way for employers and hiring organizations to be able to match the skills that we spoke about to what they are looking for, to expanding their talent pool and to matching the competencies with the roles that they're looking for. So at the back of these credentials, they are actually matched with as these skills. And on the professional skills slide, I'll actually highlight some of those skills. And on Credly, they are all listed there. So when an employer clicks on that credential, they can actually see what skills you've gained. It is not just like a completion certificate. So as I said, it gives you the portability and increased visibility. And naturally with learning, that gets layered through different levels. Our focus today is on awareness and comprehension skills. All right, everybody. So that is about IBM SkillsBuild and a little bit about credentials, a bit about what the value proposition is. And now the question that might be on your mind is, what is the learning that you can tap into from these 1,000 courses that we mentioned? So Zindi's been very specific about applying this offering by selecting a combination of technical skills and soft skills offerings. And they have started with let's say the most viable for, I'm just going to touch a little bit on the fundamentals. You see here, data fundamentals, artificial intelligence fundamentals. So these are more core technical trainings. Paul mentioned that they are no more than 12 hours. So they range from about 7 to 12 hours. And these take a deeper dive into that specific domain. And so if you looked at our prior information, I'll just go one up. You'll see the color code actually has a meaning behind that, which this is comprehension, which shows extended knowledge and a little bit of a more deep dive into those specific topics. And as I mentioned, there are more to give you an understanding and application of data and artificial intelligence with less focus on just one specific tool. But what we are here for today is really, well, not but more of an and, to expand on that. What we're here for today is to highlight the importance of having that full portfolio and adding the soft skills, the professional skills to that. So if you recall in the slide or the information where I showed you about the focus of the content, I spoke about career management. That is where job application essentials comes in. And then when we speak about professional skills, that is where the more softer working ways of working comes in. When we go into talking about what professional skills is, I'll talk a bit about what the actual course offers. And shortly, Chanel will show you the practical way, we call it the click-along demo experience to land on this learning and see it for yourself. Essentially, this is a program where we have 5 sub-modules. You could see a little snapshot of them here. We spoke about communication, that is the interpersonal skills. We spoke about teamwork, that is collaboration skills. We spoke about agility in the workplace, and we spoke a lot about the critical thinking, which leans into problem solving. And then what we're doing here today, presentation skills. I actually believe everybody should focus on presentation skills because we do this all the time. Even if you are talking to a team of 5 people, you need to have that rapport and ability to share your idea in a dynamic way. So this course is actually split up, as I mentioned, into these sub-modules, and each module is up to 2.5 hours. So you can choose, okay, I really want to focus on my communication skills, for example, and then just do the interpersonal skills learning. But of course, we encourage you to do the entire program, which then leads into the badge or the digital credential that you see highlighted here. So I just want to emphasize that this credential is for completing all 5 of the modules. That shows that you are now like a holistic professional and not just one of the items. I also spoke a little bit about the skills that are behind this. So here you'll actually see, if you translate the learning to skills, you'll see them listed out here. So it becomes like agile methodology, having business acumen, having creative thinking, critical thinking, etc. So this is very, very important today, because this is the course that we're going to show you. And we really want to bring out this information, this, I want to call it like the golden nugget about the differentiating factor to really be a successful professional is by improving on your professional skills. So to do that, I actually went back and I looked at re-listened to an inspiring webinar that I heard by a distinguished engineer in IBM. You can see some of information there. It's actually a she is an engineer in web development, cloud transformation, and application, basically the application of development into, for example, online apps or mobile apps. And she was speaking about how employers really value the skills such as team building, problem solving, and leadership skills, and that these are the skills that are the real differentiators. So if you are sitting in a team with, or even say in an education environment, all the colleagues that are in that technical education will be doing the same learning. But what will make you stand out from them is really having this ability to communicate effectively. So you can have a great point in your head or be able to solve something really well in terms of the technical side, but bringing it across requires to have that communication skills. And to highlight some of the differences, I thought I'll bring it into here today, is technical skills you apply in a specific domain, whereas soft skills, we call them the true transferable skills, because you can use your soft skills in anywhere, in any stage of your career. You can actually even use them in your home environment, or if you want to like prove something or share something with, say, someone that is doing a project in your home, just for like a home improvement project. So they are true transferable skills that you can use at any stage of your career. And they are also the skills that you could use to influence and to really, it's the how you are doing the work. So it's to transform your technical information into actual application. And also, what's really important here, when I went back and listened to this recording, she highlighted that we often just assume that we know these skills, that they will just grow organically because, we present or we talk every day. As I say, we have to communicate in our life, even in our family environment. And she was stressing the point of not taking it for granted that even though we do develop them in our day-to-day life, they also need focused attention as we give to our technical upskilling, and that even if you've mastered the level of skills, there's always room for improvement and to just get better at it. So in terms of presentation skills, I always tell my colleagues that even if we practice presentation all the time, there's always room for improvement. And I just thought I'll highlight this Peggy Klaus. If you want to go look at some of her information, she is a leadership coach, an executive coach, and she has this quote about soft skills that I'll actually just highlight the point there where she says that they will make or break your career. I specifically mentioned her because these a lot of our advanced, let's call them engineers and subject matter experts in IBM actually refer to her work and get coaching with her. All right, so that was a lot of information on SkillsBuild, on how to get onto SkillsBuild. We're going to move over into our practical application now. Are there any questions, any comments, or at least some reactions? I hope you've learned something today. Okay. So if there are no comments or questions, then I'm going to ask you to warm up your hands, because now this is a practical part. We're going to ask you to participate with us and actually get onto your machine. Hopefully you can toggle across screens and actually get onto your web page so that we can access this learning practically and like live on the spot. Thank you, everybody. And over to my colleague, Chanel.
Thanks very much, Tanya, for the explanation and a nice comprehensive overview of IBM SkillsBuild. Greetings, everyone. My name is Chanel Adams. I'm from Cape Town, and I am a DSM for IBM SkillsBuild. So I offer technical support on the platform and ensure that our partner organizations have smooth delivery of their programs. So what I'll be taking you through, and I'll share my screen. Sorry, Danya or Paul, could you please give me access or so that I can share?
Yeah, 1 second. Sorry, Chanel.
Thank
Thought we
you.
had done that already. You can now do it.
Yeah, so I'll be taking you through a walkthrough, and as Danya mentioned, please get onto your skills, well, then I'll take you through. So please, I would invite you to interact. Please send reactions. Please send a message in the chat because we'll be going step by step, and it starts with the Zindi platform, of course, right? So to start, please find zindi.africa/courses if you can access that page. And I'll wait for the majority of the group to catch up.
Great. I'm also putting the link in the chat. I know you all have it, but just in case, we are adding it in here as well.
Thank you, Daniel. And so remember to check the box for IBM SkillsBuild firstly, and then click sign up to course professional skills, right? Working in a digital world. And then could you please could I ask you to please send a reaction when you have completed that? Thanks. I see a reaction coming through. Thank you, Kutso. Sure, Njabi, I can repeat for you. So to start, we'll go onto the Zindi platform, and the link is in the chat. That's zindi.africa/courses. And you will see, you'll land on the learnings page. Remember to check IBM SkillsBuild under providers. And then from there, you'll be able to scroll and find working in a digital world, professional skills. And once you're there, feel free to send us a reaction. I'll give it a few more seconds. Okay. Thanks. I see some reactions coming through. So that was step number 1. Step 2, I see some more. Thank you. So you'll land on the learning journey page on Zindi. Step 1 is to click first, register with IBM SkillsBuild, right? And then click start module. See. If I see 1 or 2 reactions, I'll know that we are more or less caught up, and I'll go on to the next step. Okay. Moving on, because that was a quick step. Now we are going to register on IBM SkillsBuild. So you'll have 2 options for your sign up. You can sign up with your Gmail, or you can sign up with your email. It is recommended to use the same email for your Zindi login, your IBM SkillsBuild login, and your Credly login as well. So use the same email, and I'll show you what that will look like on your side. So you would select sign up with Google or sign up with email. And here are the two options look like for step 3, right? So option 1, you'll enter your Google email and your password, and then proceed by clicking next. And while you're doing that, I'll explain option 2 as well. For just any email that you'd like to sign up with. And again, as best as you can, try and use the same email for the 3. So for any other email, you will click sign up. You'll fill in the required fields, as you can see. And then when you check your mailbox, you'll have to go and verify. You'll go and verify that email address and come and complete the multi-factor authentication back on the website. So I will give you a minute or 2 for everyone to catch up, and then I will wait for some reactions either in the chat or just feel free to send a reaction, and I'll see. Danya has put another question in the chat for you all. How many of you are using alternative emails? And feel free to react to that message with a thumbs up. or possibly, yes, that'll be best if you can react to that message with a thumbs up if you're not using a Google email address.
Just reminds one. Why you
Okay, because now we will actually go and see, we'll set up our profile first on IBM SkillsBuild now that we've signed up, and then we'll go to the learning and have a look. So if you could give me an indication, please send a reaction, anything, and I will know that you are ready. And if you'd like me to repeat, please feel through, just pop us a message. Oh, I
Yes.
see Penelope,
Yes.
Penelope got lost after step 2.
Yeah, maybe just
Sure.
a quick recap.
Yes, let's do that. So after step 2, right? So Penelope, I think you would have, you from Zindi, you're able to log in on Zindi, and then, you go and first register on IBM Skills. That's what we're going to do first. You're fine with that. I think you may be here by step 3. And so again, there are 2 options. You can either sign with a Google email or any other email, and the process is a little bit different depending. So for a Google email address, you'll sign up just using your Google email address and your Google password as well, and then proceed by clicking next. However, if you've got any other email address, it will look a little bit different. You'll enter sign up, or you'll click sign up, and you'll enter your details, including that email address, a password, confirm your password, and then the verification will be sent to your email, your inbox. And then from there, you'll get a link to come and verify. You'll get that code to come and verify back on the website. See how you fare with that, and I've got an eye on the chat. If you still need some clarification, I can always help out. But I think I'll move on, if that's fine. Right. As I said, we'll now create our profile, and what that includes is some very basic information. You are required your first name, family name, and country. And then under number 3, terms and conditions, that is required. So you can just go ahead and tick all 3 of these terms and conditions boxes. And there's one for the digital age of consent, terms of use, and then the data privacy. I'll wait a few seconds for everyone to catch up, and those possibly a step behind. Okay. Is anyone completely lost? But not to worry, we can always catch you up. Okay, I'll move on to the next step. Still create the profile. Under each of these categories, what you'll see is different areas of interest, and you can select multiple areas of interest under each of these, right? As it says. We'll skip the tutorial for today. Under notifications and contact preferences, you can select, how you'd like to be contacted, emails, and then IBM SkillsBuild may contact me regarding reviews I have submitted. You're welcome to select those two and click continue. For today, we'll skip the tutorial and we'll move on. I will give you another 30 seconds or so before moving on. And I see here and there a few are joining in as well. I'm certain that we will get you set up at some point. If not at this very moment, I don't know if we'll be able to go right to the start of the process, but we will get you set up on the platform. I'll see to it. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next step. And if everything has gone as planned, you would have landed on the professional skills learning on IBM SkillsBuild, and you can click enroll so that we can start our first activity, which is this video called Earn It, Accept It, Share It, right? And I will hand over back to Donya so that we can have a look at this video and we'll watch it together on the call. Thanks, Donya. Over to you. And Donya has asked in the chat as well, are you all getting there? I'd be happy to repeat any steps. Please feel free to send us a message, send us a reaction, and let us know how your registration is going.
This is a very important step. So we're willing to spend a couple more minutes on it. Just to check in, how are you all doing? Can at least some of you let us know if you are on this page? All right. Chanel, I did get a message. If you can, sorry, just to take you back for a quick flash through from step one. Some of the learners can't find the IBM SkillsBuild learning. I just got a direct message. If you go back to step one, just to emphasize the importance is to check that box of provider or scroll to the bottom of the screen. Does that help you if you are stuck at that one? The question is, where do we get those? So you will see that there are other learnings above this, just in terms of the order that they're on SkillsBuild, on the Zindi platform. If you scroll to the bottom of the screen or checkbox the provider, you will see all the learnings that are on this page. This is very important. So can you please let us know if you are okay with this, if you are there, if you've seen this learning? Victor? I know you can't speak, so if you can write it in the chat or message. Okay, great. I've got some message that it's now seen.
Great.
Okay, any signs out there? How are you all doing? Are you on the learning plan page? Because now we're going to do an activity on that page. Okay, great. There's some sign out there.
Philip has asked, are we going to get a recorded version?
Yeah, I can confirm that we will share the recording certainly.
Thanks. So yes, Philip.
All right. I think so Chanel, if you could just take us through the next steps, because I think some people are on 2 now.
Sure.
So we won't take as long on every step, but just a quick reminder, and then we'll go into our video. Quick recap.
As well. That's
Sure
kind of
thing.
impressive.
So hopefully you've found the learning, guys, and you found the learning. And so the first step is to click first register with IBM SkillsBuild. That is important, right? And I'm keeping my eye on the. Okay, I see. Thanks, Frank. And so you found the learning, and the first important step is to go first register with IBM SkillsBuild. So let's do that first. What that will take you to is the sign up page for IBM SkillsBuild. The two options that we have are signing up with a Google email address or signing up with an alternate email address. And an important point is it's recommended to use the same email address for Zindi, IBM SkillsBuild, and Credly. The processes are a bit different. So for Google email address, it's a little bit more straightforward. What this will look like is, as you see, sign in with just your email address and your Google password for that account, right? And I hope you're fine with that. And those who have a Google email address and are following along now, please feel free to go ahead, and I'll explain the other process in the meantime. So you'll have to click the sign up button, enter your details and the alternate email address that you have if you're not using a Google email address. You'll create a password and confirm the password, and then you need to check your email inbox for the verification code, and that code you can then verify back on the website. So up until this point, possibly you may have been waiting on the verification code. I hope up until this point that you would have received it and verified your account. I'll move on to the next step of creating your profile. It's not a long process. There are some basic information required: your first name, family name, country, and terms and conditions which are required. The terms and conditions, you can just check these and then hit submit, and that'll take you to the next part of creating your profile, which involves selecting areas of interest. And as mentioned before, you can select multiple areas of interest under each of these headings, right? So we've got job roles, professional skills, and technology skills. Please go ahead and complete that as well. And under notification and contact preferences, select those that you'd like to be contacted by. And then for today, we're going to be skipping the tutorial and we'll have a look at our learning for today. And so I hope everyone is caught up. These areas of interest are not set in stone. You can go and explore And but for today, I'll be moving on, and we're going to be looking at this video. Earn it, accept it, share it, right? After you've completed your profile, and we're skipping the tutorial, you will land on this learning plan page for professional skills, right? And you'll click enroll first, and that's when we'll be watching the video after. So I hope everyone is okay. I'm sure you would have sent a message if you are stuck, and just know we'd be happy to help you out. Okay. What do you think, Danya? Are we ready? Should we
Yes,
go ahead and watch the video together?
I think we should do that. So thank you so much. I'm going to share my screen now. Let me get back to our webinar. Okay. Thank you so much, Chanel, for the very patient walkthrough, and to all the learners out there, to the audience. Welcome to those that have joined us and joined later. And I really hope that most of you got to this learning plan. So we just wanted to kick you off with just an activity. Chanel, then I will be able to get in with your first activity, your first experience of the platform itself. If you are now on the platform, you would have landed on your learning plan, as this learning plan, the professional skills learning plan. And we are going to watch this video together. We wanted to show you how the platform works. I'm going to go to that activity. And please confirm if the audio is good. Please sit back and enjoy just a 2 minutes video.
The required criteria, much like a diploma. Earn it, accept it, share it. Completing this learning experience earns you a digital credential. Digital credentials are verifiable and portable records of your achievement that you own and manage. They showcase your achieved learning outcomes, skills, and accomplishments. Each digital credential contains verifiable information that proves you have earned them by completing the required criteria, much like a diploma certifies that you have completed an educational program. Potential employers or schools you're applying to can view your earned digital credentials to assess your qualifications. Whether it's a specialized skill or subject expertise, you can stand out amongst your peers. To manage and share your earned digital credentials, you must first accept them. After successfully completing a learning experience, you'll receive an email from Credly. Select Accept Your Badge in the email. You'll be redirected to Credly's website. If you haven't created a Credly account yet, now's the time to do so. Select the Accept Badge button to add it to your digital wallet. Now you can share your badge across social platforms. When you share your credentials with schools, employers, and the world, you're letting them know that you have current knowledge and skills that are certified by a respected, credible source. Don't miss out. Be sure to accept and share your earned digital credential as soon as you receive your course completion email. It's easy to do.
Great, everyone. We have now completed this, I'm going to go back to our learning plan, and we need to, all of us, mark this complete. So this is the activity for today. It's really simple to mark this activity as complete and submit, and then it will load as completed on your learning plan. If you are simply on this page, you can click Mark Complete on the right-hand side here. Mine is already marked, so it shows remove completion. Yours would show mark complete. Are you all there? Have you managed to do this? If you can give us an indication, please, in the chat or some comments or, sorry, reactions. We can use a heart for yes. Any indication if you've managed to mark this as complete?
Thanks, Victor.
Okay, great. All right. Well,
Thank
then
you.
we're there. Great. So we will leave this as a little practical exercise, as food for thought for you, a bit of experience. I'm going to finally close off with just showing you on live on site this learning plan that we mentioned to you. As I mentioned earlier, if you recall, there are 5 courses within professional skills. For example, if you go to present with purpose, you will now be in that specific module. And from all of our learning, you will go to the activity. Once you're in it, it becomes very intuitive and like you can just, it's simple to move forward. And then once you're there in the activity, you will see it opens what is under present with purpose. And as Paul mentioned, I like the word he said, bite-sized chunks. So you'll see it's like little 10 and 15-minute bits of information to collectively create the portfolio of presentation skills. So for example, in this case, it talks about first formulating your objective, like your planning period, identifying your audience, building out your presentation, building your slides, how to, if once you're actually presenting, how to do that more effectively, etc. So it's really nice and cute size chunks. And then when you're done with each one, let me just go into one more as an example. You check at the bottom, yes, I've marked it, I've done it, and let's keep going. It takes you back, and then you could go to the second part, etc. All right, everybody, I think this was a lot of information. I'm going to go back to our last bit of the slides for today. So we have come to this page as a quick recap. You should have all marked complete. You return to your learning plan. You've seen the learning plan. We've expanded one module, and then we've gone into that specific module. And the very last step, back to our Zindi profile. Once you go back to your Zindi page, you can now also mark your journey on the Zindi platform, which I believe you would be familiar with, as this is what is applied to all the different learning courses on Zindi. All right, so remember to mark your completion. So as an example, we've done our registration. And in this case, if I've done present with purpose, I would go down on that progress tracker and mark complete. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to leave you with a quote. Well, not really a quote, actually a feedback that we got from a learner. Remind you that we are here on the adult learning platform, and we have got the last bit of time for questions. Any questions you want to ask us? And then, Paul, I'll invite you back just to wrap up the session for today.
Thanks, Tanya. Yep, this is the chance for everybody who wants to ask questions. Let me come back on screen. Myself. Yeah, so this is your chance to ask questions if you have any. I saw that a few people were able to follow along and got exposed to the SkillsBuild platform and were able to see how it worked. If you got stuck at any point, now's your chance to ask the experts. You've got access to Danya and Chanel, who are really here to help you all. If there's any other questions about maybe about the Zindi platform or about some other aspect of the learning experience, please do ask the question. I see one hand raised, although I don't see how to respond to that person. That is strange. Okay. Philip, do you want to ask a question?
Good evening, Philip here. So my question is, I joined the call quite late. However, first question, if the link has been shared for us to access the dashboard. So that's my question.
Yeah, the link to the courses I've shared in the chat in response to your question there. Were you able to follow that?
But I wasn't able to get that link. If you can reshare.
Okay, sure thing. Let me paste that again in the chat. It's just the Zindi.Africa page, the Zindi.Africa/courses. That's where you can find all of these courses, and then you'll be able to follow from there. Great. I see a hand. So, do you have a question for us?
Yes. Yeah. So my question is, I see on Zindi after you have completed the course, you need to link the Credly badge, which I believe we skipped in the process. So I want to know how do you link the IBM and Credly after you have completed the course on IBM Scale so that you can share the link with on the Zindi platform.
Maybe I can ask Donya to talk us through that. Donya?
Yes, sure. So it's very important that you've signed up with Credly. Have you done that?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And are you using the same email address
Yes,
as the one on all the platforms, right?
yes.
Okay. Usually what will happen is then you will get issued the digital credential, which means that you will get an email from Credly letting you know that you've completed and you've qualified to this. And it's very important that you go on and accept that credential. And then literally from Credly, it's that easy. Then it gives you the option to say share on social media, for example, or, attach it to different platforms. I believe there is an integration with Zindi as well. Is that right, Paul?
As simple as adding the URL from your when you go to the Credly platform, there'll be a unique URL associated with a Credly badge, and then you just add that physically.
Yeah, so the most important part of this is to make sure that you have created an account on Credly that is linked to the work you're doing. And then, like I say, you'll get issued with the badge.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Have you had any challenges or something?
Yes, before, but on a different one. So I was participating on one of the competitions on Zindi, which is Microsoft Learn Location Mention. And I was not able to get to that stage where I got an email, even though my accounts are linked. I never got an email from Credly to see that I have completed the course. I'm not sure if maybe in that case it was a different case.
Yeah, so this is a problem that we've understood a few people have faced specifically with the Microsoft courses. So I think it's important to note that here this is obviously a webinar focused on the IBM courses, so I don't want to
Yes,
spend too much time on Microsoft. I know that there have been some issues, and it's something that Microsoft is apparently resolving themselves. So I have a limited ability to help you with that. But if you'll send me an email, I will follow up as soon as I know something about it from Microsoft. I think if you haven't got it, I'll put my email address here. You can send me an email. But it is my understanding is that this is a problem with on Microsoft's side.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Paul, and
Sure.
for the question. Well, just since the opportunity is there and digital credentials are very important, and I know it might be on a lot of your minds, literally these are the steps. As I mentioned, you create your account on Credly, you complete your learning, as long as it's associated with a digital credential, you then check your email for any emails from Credly. You go into there and then you just accept your badge and share it on social media. Another point is remember that you need to complete all the learning on a learning plan to get a credential. So sometimes we get this question and then we go in and check and someone's like done 3 modules, for example, of 5, and they're like, I've done it, but it's not doing a single learning. You need to complete the full portfolio that's tagged to that credential. I hope that answers that one.
Thank you, Danya. Do we have any other questions from the chat, from the audience? This is your chance. This is your last opportunity on this call. If you have a burning question, now's the time to raise it. Okay. And I think from the lack of responses there, I think it seems like everybody has had their opportunity and has been able to do so, or will follow along with the recording afterwards. So thank you so much, Danya. Thank you very much, Chanel. And thank you to everybody who participated today. You've taken the first step in a journey towards a better career and more successful career. So well done, and we encourage you all to persevere with your learning. If you do have any issues with it, please feel free to send me an email. I left my email address in the chat, so you can just pop me an email. I'm sure between myself and Danya, we will be able to resolve any problems that you might have. So thanks to all of you. Good luck with your learning, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.